It's senior day on the campus of UNC Pembroke, and for the 5 brave seniors, they want to end their season on a winning note. Welcome into the broadcast booth, Dave Nguyen alongside John Gross. John, at this point, the records don't matter. For the Braves, they want to end their season on a high note and on a winning record at home.
Absolutely. You mentioned it's senior day. These seniors want to end their career with the victory. This team wants to end the season with the victory, and they have a good shot at doing that against the Georgia Southwestern team who they really battled with down in Americus early this season.
Yep, it was a 5-point game, back and forth, and it came down to just rebounding, and Georgia Southwestern won the rebounding margin, something that Coach Haskins wants to harp on in this game today.
Absolutely, and you look at how you win the rebounding battle. It's about boxing out, and especially not only the bigs for UNCP, but the guards as well have to go in there and chip in on the glass. If they can do that, I think they should have a good shot to compete today.
Before we get into our players to watch, just this senior class has meant so much to Coach Haskins with T. Graham. She's going to be making an appearance today for the first time since injuring her thumb back against Flagler in early January. I guess what does it mean that T. Graham's going to be playing today?
Well, she means so much to this program, and it's always unfortunate for a player to have an injury in their senior season to force them to miss a majority of the season. But she'll be in there for a couple of minutes, and we'll see how she plays. I know everyone really around the program is excited about that, so it should be pretty cool. Absolutely,
and one who has been the catalyst these past 4 years, and Coach Haskins wishes that she could have played the rest of the season. And who knows, if she played the rest of the season, the Braves might be in the Peach Belt Conference tournament come next week.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. Sports is always about the what-ifs, but I think at the end of the day, she'll be in there today, and she's been supportive of her team throughout the season, and that's all you can ask for out of a player in a situation like that.
Most definitely a leader on and off the court, and we get to our players to watch today. Aaliyah Farmer, the senior forward, has been probably the most consistent player for the Braves this entire year, averaging 8 and 4, but she has a chance, if she has 10 points today, she has 600 career points as a UNCP Brave.
Somebody whose game has really evolved in their time as a Brave. She's developed a really good jump shot and has knocked down a couple of threes, has had some really big performances, including that one down at Augusta. You could be sure that she's going out with the bang today. I saw a whole lot of her family members and friends out in the hallway before. I'm sure they're going to be getting her pretty fired up for today's matchup.
As for the Hurricanes of Georgia Southwestern, they have a similar record as the Braves, and Dominique Jeffrey, a beast inside at 6'1". The last time these two teams faced off in January, she had 21 points and 9 rebounds. She will definitely be a factor for the Hurricanes today.
Without a doubt, there wasn't much UNCP could do to slow her down in that first game. The one answer, at least late, was Danielle Heath. She checked in and did a nice job of limiting Jeffrey inside. But you mentioned 20-plus points against the Braves, and that's really why Georgia Southwestern won. You mentioned earlier the rebounding margin, but then Jeffrey's play inside was too much for the Braves to handle in that first game.
Deja McCain, Shania Lester, T. Graham, Aaliyah Farmer, and Deja McCain will be looking to end their senior season on a high note today at Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court. We'll be back with Senior Day festivities, opening tip, and the starting lineups. You're watching Braves basketball right here on the UNCP Sports Network.
When a hospital invests in technology, skilled hands and keen eyes have new tools for diagnosing disease and making people better. At Scotland, we were the first in the region to provide 3D mammograms and robotic joint surgery, and the only hospital in the region to collaborate with Duke Health to offer both radiation and medical oncology for cancer patients. At Scotland, we invest in the newest technology for one simple reason: to deliver you closer care that's better by far.
That's why everything seems so squished, because that was... All right, because... Yeah. Welcome inside Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court, home of the Braves. Dayton Land alongside Jonathan Gross. John, it's senior day, and it's only fitting that the Braves start their 5 seniors in Jillian Ebron, Shania Lester, T. Graham, Deja McCain, and Aaliyah Farmer.
Absolutely, and I can't say I'm shocked by that. You see that quite a bit in college basketball, but certainly great to see those players get another opportunity to go out there as starters, and especially great to see T. Graham as well. She is wearing something on her left wrist, which we did expect. Don't expect her to play too much today, but still an awesome thing to see.
A game that matters for these seniors, where the records, it doesn't matter at this point. We're at the end of the regular season, and these seniors, as we noted in the pregame show, want to end it on a high note. And T. Graham will be replaced by senior Purnell. T. Graham wanted to start this game, wanted to play the first couple minutes, but I think it was important that she was able to start this game and just be out there with her teammates for one last time.
Without a doubt, and a storied career at UNCP, and as we talked about in the pregame, just a shame that fortunately an injury derailed her senior season, but just a leader and a mentor to some of these younger players.
There's a 3 that's down and away for Yasmin Perez, and we are officially underway here, a 3-0 Georgia Southwestern lead in the first quarter. They'll dump it inside on the baseline to Deja McCain. That baseline jumper is good. Deja McCain, 1 for 1 today, and the Braves have cut the Georgia Southwestern lead to 1.
And I know we talked about Aaliyah Farmer a lot in the pregame, but I think Deja McCain will be the one today that'll have a really big performance for the Braves.
Perez off the mark on that 3. McCain with the board. And Deja has had a really good last 5 or 6 games. She's really good face up to the basket with a jumper within 15 to 18 feet. Ebron lines up a triple. That falls off the back end of the rim. Scuffle for the board. And here comes Chapman for the Hurricanes. Driving inside is Blue. Extra pass down to Mariah Trimble. And the Hurricanes retake a 3-point lead.
Good offense right there. Great feed inside by Blue. She has tremendous court vision. Did a good job against UNCP the first time these two teams spent distributing the basketball.
There's an answer right there for the Braves with Aaliyah Farmer. And the first game was a 5-point game back and forth. You were there in Georgia Southwestern. We should expect another tight one today.
For sure, and that was a game where the Braves came storming back. A late run that tied it. They just couldn't get over the hump and take the lead near the end.
Mariah Trimble tries the pump fake, can't get the bunny to fall, and the Braves are out in transition. McCain, face-up jumper, and that's off the mark. Good board by Aaliyah Farmer, and she'll be fouled on the floor.
I think when you look at both Farmer and McCain, something that sets them apart from a lot of teams and a lot of players, just the passion they play with. And I think especially on senior day, that'll only be magnified. Two very passionate, dedicated basketball players who are looking to end their UNCP careers, college careers, with a win.
Jumpers off the mark. There's Ebron with the board. McCain in the lane. Floater gets the fall. Braves take a 1-point lead.
We've seen her score now in 2 different ways. Hit a long jumper and then put the ball on the floor and attack the basket. Able to use her body to get some space inside. And the Braves take the lead again.
Braves with their first lead here, 6-5. Perez, who's already hit a triple, kicks it back out to Blue. Blue dump inside, looking for a Trimble, and that falls off the rim. Here comes Shania Lester, the speedy Shania Lester, who's had an excellent career with the Braves. Started every game this season. Purnell with the 3. That's off the mark. And Trimble hauls in the board. She'll handle the ball up the floor. Finds Chapman on the right wing, but she walked.
I have to say, looking at head coach Justin Payne's jacket today, one of the best I've seen all season.
It's that turquoise blue. And if it's the last regular season game, why not go out with your dressing your best?
Absolutely.
McCain face up in the lane. That runner doesn't fall. Farmer with the offensive board, and she's going to go to the line for 2.
And those two getting things going offensively. Even though Deja McCain missed it, she was able to get deep into the lane, draw enough attention, and that allowed Farmer to be there on the weak side rebound, and she'll shoot 2.
It's the first personal foul on Kayla Smith, the second team foul for Georgia Southwestern. Farmer sinks the first free throw, shooting 54% from the line this year, and a 61% career free throw shooter. She sinks 2 of 2. Melanie Horn set to check in. Hurricanes with the basketball at the high post, Kayla Smith. She'll kick it back out, driving into the lane. Was Blue. Here's Perez on the perimeter. Hurricanes reset with 9 to shoot. Blue. And there's going to be a defensive foul on the floor.
Looks like it's personal on Ebron, extended that forearm.
So they'll be the first on Jillian Ebron, the first team foul for the Braves. Braves holding 3. 6 minutes left in the first quarter. Perez finds Chapman now over on the right wing. It'll be Samuel, who's averaging 10 points and 8 rebounds a game. Perez in the lane. Kick out to Chapman, lining up a triple. That's no good. The rebound by Melanie Horn. Melanie Horn was shut out against Columbus State and was also shut out against Georgia Southwestern. So she's looking to make her mark today in the last regular season game for the Braves. Farmer in the high post. Gets it stripped away by Trimble. Trimble down the lane, and she misses that layup, but therefore the offensive putback is Chapman, and she'll be heading to the line for 2.
And looks like on the way to the hole, Trimble collided with Lester, was trying to take an offensive foul. It was right around the restricted area. A little surprised we didn't see any whistle, whichever way it ended up going. I'm not sure what the call would have exactly been, but there was certainly some contact under there.
Foul on Melanie Horn, and the first of 2 free throws is good for Lex Chapman. Chapman, a 75% free throw shooter on the season, averaging 10 points and 6 rebounds a game. She's 2 of 2 from the line, and has cut the Braves' lead to 1. Purnell, one of these speedy guards, and Coach Haskins loves her tenacity on the floor. They'll dump inside to McCain at the high post. She'll step back for a 15-footer. That's no good. Fighting for the loose ball is Aaliyah Farmer, as well as Kayla Smith. It's going to be a jump ball in possession for the Braves.
Good hustle there. We've seen a couple of good hustle plays by UNCP, scrapping under the basket, and it's plays like that when you have 2 teams that are fairly evenly matched, that'll be the difference maker.
Lester to inbound, finds Farmer in the corner. Horn tees up a 3, got it. Melanie Horn with a triple, and the Braves extend their lead to 4.
And it was created by the drive-in kick from Aaliyah Farmer. UNCP is putting so much pressure on the Hurricanes inside, and it's giving other opportunities for teammates.
Perez going inside herself. The left-handed layup can't fall. Horn with the board, and here comes Shania Lester, trying to be controlled with the basketball here in this possession. The freshman guard who had 4 Division I players on her high school team. Horn attacks in the lane, off glass, no good, and Trimble with another rebound. Perez with the left hand, swings it over to the right wing to Samuel. Her 3 is no good, and Deja McCain corrals in that board. Lester, 2-on-3, she attacks. And as Shania Lester has done all season, she'll attack and get to the free throw line as we head to the under 5 media timeout. Braves up 11-7 in the first quarter on Senior Day. You're watching Braves basketball right here on the UNCP Sports Network.
The town of Pembroke, incorporated in 1895, is a proud community rich in heritage. Pembroke is a quaint but growing town, regarded as the social, political, cultural, and commercial center for the Lumbee tribe. the largest American Indian tribe east of the Mississippi River with over 58,000 members. The town hosts a variety of events during the year, none larger than Lumbee Homecoming, which annually brings in over 30,000 visitors. We welcome you to visit our unique town and encourage you to read and learn more about Pembroke.
Welcome back to Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court, home of the UNC Pembroke Braves. On senior day, Dade win alongside John Gross. Braves have a 4-point edge, and Shania Lester to the free throw line. She was attacking on a layup just before the under 5 media timeout, and she misses the first of two.
And she's been one of the best free throw shooters in the conference this season, so it's rare to see her miss from the stripe.
87% free throw shooter on the season, and she converts one of two, giving the Braves a 5-point lead. Shania Lester, in her Braves career, a 84% free throw shooter, coming into this game 56 of 66. Out on the right wing is Samuel. They'll kick it over to Chapman. Chapman trying to feed post player inside, can't find her. And here comes Courtney Smith the other way in transition. That layup's no good, and touched out of bounds by the Braves.
I'm just impressed by the fact that Smith was able to gather that ball without losing it. She had two players on both sides of her, and she was able to kind of tuck it like a running back, at least get that shot up.
That's something that Coach Haskins talks about with his guards, whether it's Lester as teeing up at threes. Perez, and she's made her second triple of the day, cutting the Braves' lead to 2. But control is important. It's okay to play fast, but you need to play under control. And Aya McManus checks in for the first time in this game. Horn over to Smith. Drives with the left hand. Off glass, no good. And Trimble with another rebound. The Hurricanes out in transition. A 3 for Chapman is no good. Samuel's no good in the rebound by Courtney Smith. Now the ball's poked away by Samuel. Jamisha Samuel. Back there's an Aya McManus. Behind the back pass from Perez to Samuel. Count the basket and a foul. That's a pretty play by both sophomores.
Wow, that's all I can say about that. I thought the initial pass to Perez was nice, and then she gives it right back behind the back. And the and one, too. That's that had Justin Payne dancing in that turquoise jacket.
It's the second foul on Melanie Horn. She'll have to take a rest. Danielle Heath and Tiara Williams check in for the first time in today's game. Samuel to the line for one more. A 70% free throw shooter this season. And she hits the three-point play. Georgia Southwestern retakes the lead. 13-12. Just a little over 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Smith getting a screen from Farmer. Williams attacks. Baseline. Jumper. That's off the mark for Danielle Heath. Chapman with the board. Here comes Perez. Perez, who just had that sweet behind-the-back pass moments ago for Jamisha Samuel. Here's Trimble. 15-footer. No good. Rebound by Aaliyah Farmer. Aaliyah Farmer averaging 8 points and 4 rebounds this season. McManus will kick out to Williams. Smith will swing it to Aaliyah Farmer, looking for Heath on a backdoor cut. Instead, it's a jump shot that's good from 18 feet. Aaliyah Farmer has been good face up to the basket almost the entire season, and she gives the Braves back a 1-point lead. Johnson attacks downhill and goes off glass and in. The strong move there by Madison Johnson, the Gainesville, Florida native, averaging 7 points a game this season.
She's a physical player, very physical.
Williams trying to answer, and she's going to go to the line for 2. Actually, it'll be a charge. Johnson not only makes the strong layup on the offensive end, but draws the charge on Tierra Williams. And it's the first personal foul on Tierra Williams, the 4th team foul for the Braves here in this first quarter. Jillian Ebron checks back into this game. Ebron, Heath, Purnell, Williams, and Smith on the floor for the Braves. Perez over to Chapman. They'll dump it down low to Jeffrey. Jeffrey, who we noted earlier in the broadcast, gets fouled by Danielle Heath. She had 21 and 9 against the Braves last time in Georgia, and she'll head to the line for 2.
You can see what the strategy is early defensively for the Braves. If Jeffrey's able to get in the low post, they're swiping down with their guards on the perimeter, trying to just get her a little bit uncomfortable, off balance. But as soon as the double team clears away, she's going to go to work with her size and physicality in the paint.
First free throw for Jeffrey is good, shooting 66% from the charity stripe this year. In that game last time against the Braves, she was 8 of 15 from the floor. She goes 1 of 2 from the line. Rebound by Ebron. Purnell over the logo. Williams on the far side. Ebron cross-court pass. Purnell driving baseline. Williams in the lane, and she walked. She was looking for Courtney Smith around the elbow, and that jump step was called for a travel.
I still like the aggressiveness. There have been times this season where this offense has been stagnant, putting up a lot of jump shots. But they're doing a good job today of driving to the basket with purpose and being unselfish in there, too. So while Williams did travel, it was still the right idea to attack and try to find another teammate.
Chapman, they'll swing it over to the right wing, over to Samuel. Samuel finds a 3, and that rattles out of the rim. It looked like it was falling down, but at the last second, it popped out. Purnell picks up her dribble, and she'll find Smith. Dump over to Heath, backing down, and that layup is good. She backed down Jeffrey, and the left-handed hook for Danielle Heath is good.
And that's the next step of her game. She's earned playing time because of her defense and scrappiness, and we're seeing her offensive game develop a bit this season as well.
Dump inside to Jeffrey, who was fouled on the floor. As you noted earlier, John, they want to dump it inside to their bigs, the Hurricanes do. They try to get the Braves in foul trouble. And when you have a 6'1" forward, why not dump the ball to her in the post?
Absolutely. And she's going to draw foul. She'll get to the free throw line. And if you can't foul her, chances are she's going to score on you anyway.
The first of 2 free throws on this trip is no good for Dominique Jeffrey, the Appalachian State transfer and the Tallahassee, Florida native. She's 1 for 3 from the line in this game. Make it 1 of 4. Lester with the board, shot clock unplugged. And the Braves are looking for one last shot, trying to take this lead at the end of 1. Tough defense by Kyra Cochran. $10 remaining on the shot clock. Dump inside to McCain on the right block. She loses the ball, but there's a foul on the floor. The 4th team foul for Georgia Southwestern. And it looks like it's going to be on Dominique Jeffrey. Dump inside to McCain. Can she beat the buzzer? Yes! Deja McCain with a layup in the lane off the inbounds pass. And as time expires, the Braves take a 2-point lead after 1. 18-16 the score. You're watching Braves basketball right here on the UNCP Sports Network.
A wise person once said, if you give a man a wild-caught, perfectly seasoned Bojangler fried fish fillet sandwich with tangy tartar sauce and American cheese, you can feed him for a day. But if you teach a man that he should get 2 of them because it really is that good, You can go ahead and feed yourself, too. After all, you probably deserve it. Get a tasty, flaky Bojangler fish fillet sandwich right now at Bojangles. It's bow time.
A nurse at Scotland Health is
a healer, touching patients' lives at every turn.
An ally, working as a trusted teammate with the best doctors. A blower of bubbles, part child whisperer, part kid at heart.
A winner, recognizing excellence through Daisy Awards.
and of course, a caring friend. Scotland Health nurses are many things to many people. But to us, they're simply better by far.
Welcome back to Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court. Dave Nguyen alongside John Gross. The Braves take a 2-point lead against the Hurricanes of Georgia Southwestern. And the first offensive possession for the Hurricanes in the second quarter is almost a turnover.
I think this game is progressing pretty much as we've expected. We knew it would be a close game.
A triple is good for Alex Chapman, shooting 26% from beyond the arc this year, and the Hurricanes retake the lead. Purnell feeds Ebron at the free throw line. Baseline jumper for McCain, that's no good. And the rebound by Chapman. Now Johnson. Over to Cochran. 17 to shoot. Cochran finding Johnson. Gets a screen from Trimble. She tees up a jumper and that falls through. The aggressive mindset of Madison Johnson is working so far today. She's got 4 points and a 3-point edge for her team.
And don't overlook Georgia Southwestern's record because they have plenty of offensive weapons.
McCain trying to bully her way inside. Can't get the layup to fall. There's a foul on the Braves. This is going to be on Jillian Ebron, her first personal foul, and the first team foul for the Braves here in the second quarter. Cochran feeding Johnson at the high post. She's feeling it. That's an air ball. It's one thing to be confident. It's another thing trying to make every shot every time you get the ball.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was a good shot from the elbow, and Deja McCain had a late closeout on it, but she'll keep shooting.
Aaliyah Farmer checks back in for the Braves. Purnell in the lane, feeds Ebron beyond the arc. Yes, ma'am. Ebron with a triple, tying this game at 21.
Another senior who has meant so much to this program and has meant a lot to the UNCP Sports Network too, has been helping us out quite a bit.
Both as an editor as well as a camera operator.
Yeah, and she'll be directing once basketball season, and she'll be directing some baseball and softball broadcasts. So.
Just want to let you know that Tiara Williams did a fine job yesterday behind home plate in the freezing cold as the Braves had a 10-1 victory over Claflin. Purnell with the basketball, down one. Farmer's free throw line jumper, no good. Offensive board by Deja McCain. And it's going to be a turnover on the Braves. Some substitutions for the Hurricanes. Cochran will look to set up the offense for Georgia Southwestern. Hurricanes up one. They find Samuel. Jeffrey pumps, trying to back down Deja McCain. It's going to be a foul on the floor.
And that's now, 3 or 4 at least fouls that Jeffrey has drawn. And she does a great job getting the ball inside. It's, the first step of getting the ball inside is getting good positioning, and she does that. Great footwork, and she's able to go to work.
McCain's first personal foul. Here's a 3 from Jeffrey that's no good. And Smith hauls in the board. Lester. Step back 3. No good. And there looks like it's going to be a foul on Aaliyah Farmer, and over the back call, and the Hurricanes to inbound. That'll be the fourth or the third team foul for the Braves, and the first one on Aaliyah Farmer. 3 team fouls for the Braves here in the second quarter. No team fouls for the Hurricanes. Jeffrey, straightaway triple. That's off the backboard. And getting the long rebound is Courtney Smith. One of the more dynamic freshman guards, along with Alcina Purnell, finding a 3. That's no good. And it looks like it's going to be another foul on the Braves. And we go the other way.
Yeah, Courtney Smith called for a push-up underneath. Last possession, though, defensively for the Braves, and they will let Jeffrey shoot out there all day long. And she could hit a couple threes, but they would much rather have her beyond the arc than in the paint. Jeffrey,
a 24% three-point shooter. Just noting back to your point, John, and not afraid to let Jeffrey shoot beyond the arc. Johnson picks up her dribble, finding Tribble in the lane, and she walks. A few possessions here where no scoring, just a lot of turnovers, or the defensive team drawing an offensive foul. Horn, give and go, over to McCain. Good cut in the lane. She can't convert on the layup. Behind the back dribble by Perez. Over to Johnson. And Perez will reset with 20 to shoot. Two teams that take pride in their defense, holding their opponents to 61 and 63.5 points, respectively, this season. Both amongst the top 5 teams in defense in terms of holding their opponents to points per game. Perez, a triple, no good, but an offensive board by Trimble. Trimble seems to have had a lot of second chance points on rebounds to help her offense reset. Johnson in the corner for 3, yes. Johnson a triple and extending the Hurricane lead to 4. She's got 7 points.
And she can do it all. We've seen her attack. Now we've seen her knock down a triple.
Braves trying to respond. Steele. Smith. Now Blue. Extra pass to Perez. And it's a 6-0 run for the Hurricanes and timeout for the Braves. We'll be back after this. You're watching Braves basketball right here on the UNCP Sports Network.
A nurse at Scotland Health is
a healer, touching patients' lives at every turn.
An ally, working as a trusted teammate with the best doctors. A blower of bubbles, part child whisperer, part kid at heart.
A winner, recognizing excellence through Daisy Awards.
And of course, a caring friend. Scotland Health nurses are many things to many people. But to us, they're simply better by far.
Out of the Braves timeout, down 6 to Georgia Southwestern on senior day here at Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court. Dave Nguyen alongside John Gross. John, the Hurricanes are on a 6-0 run, and has all started with their defense turning into easy points on the offensive end.
All season long, we've heard Coach Haskins preach, stop, you have to hold on to the basketball, and some late turnovers here have led the Hurricanes back into it.
Purnell attacks, was looking for a free throw line trip. Instead, it'll be Braves basketball, last touch by the Hurricanes. Lester to inbound. And the last inbounds play the Braves had, it was a running layup for Deja McCain. She screens for Horn. And Purnell to reset. 10 to shoot. Dump inside to Aaliyah Farmer. Kick out to Lester. It's stolen away by Blue. Blue with the left hand. Down the lane over Deja McCain. Can't get it to fall, but she gets her own miss. Perez will reset. She's got 8 points in this game, including a couple triples. She attacks Lester in the lane, and she walks. Tiara Williams to check in for the first time in the second quarter for Leah Farmer. So Horn, Purnell, McCain, Lester, and Williams on the floor for the Braves. A four-guard offense, something that we've seen quite a bit from the Braves this entire season.
Especially looking to counter this press. You need your ball handlers out there have to take care of the basketball.
McCain with 15 to shoot. Lester tries to beat a double team. Kick out in the lane. Williams downhill with the left hand. And there's going to be a foul on the floor. It'll be the first team foul for the Hurricanes here in the second quarter. And it's going to be the second foul on Yasmin Perez. Williams to inbound. She feeds Deja McCain, almost poked away from her by Trimble. Horn with the screen, feeding McCain in the block, and she'll be going to the line for two. That's one thing that the Braves missed last year. Deja McCain's just her immediate post presence, feeding her the ball inside the paint, and she causes a lot of disruption as she goes to the line for two.
Without a doubt, we've seen this year her offensive game is multifaceted, and right there, get a look at what she can do on the post, and statistically has been a pretty good free throw shooter this season too.
72% from the line this year, misses the first of two, a 65% career free throw shooter. And the second of two free throws is also no good for Deja McCain. Braves have been held scoreless for the past 3 or 4 minutes. Tamika Blue finds Johnson. Step back jumper. She's feeling it. That almost fell through. Braves get the lucky bounce, and now we're in transition.
No idea how they didn't go in.
I thought it was in for sure. Lester tries to find McCain in the post. Loose ball and a turnover. Samuel. Now Blue. Blue wearing navy blue uniforms for the Hurricanes. One-on-one with Purnell. She'll kick it back out, feeding Samuel on the right wing, and that's a good triple. A 9-0 run for the Hurricanes over the past 3 or 4 minutes.
I remember my high school basketball coach would always say, hand down, man down. You need a hand in the shooter's face, otherwise it's a pretty open look, and at that time Samuel made the Braves pay.
Horn trying to answer the run. No good. Johnson with the board. Up ahead to Chapman. Extra feed Samuel. Fakes three. And Trimble will help the Hurricanes reset.
Much better closeout that time from Tiara Williams.
Tamika Blue, the senior point guard, transfer from Alabama State University. 8 to shoot for the Hurricanes. They find Samuel, and she'll be fouled. It'll be a foul on Tiara Williams, her second personal foul and the 5th team foul for the Braves here in the second quarter. And it's a free throw line trip for Jamisha Samuel.
I think these last 2 minutes, 21 seconds of this quarter and then of the first half will go a long ways in determining what happens the rest of the way, because this is getting close to danger territory. The Hurricanes, they can really push things out in the final couple of minutes. But if you're UNCP, all you got to do is just keep this close at halftime, and you put yourself in a pretty good spot at home on senior day to pull things out later in the game.
Samuel hits the first of two, a 70% free throw shooter, the Valdosta, Georgia native. Only played 2 minutes the last time against the Braves back in January. She started 4 of her last 7 games, and she hits 2 of 2, an 11-point edge for the Hurricanes. And here comes the full court pressure, as expected by Coach Haskins. A turnover. Smith attacking in the lane, and that layup's good. It looks like it's a 13-0 run over the past 5 minutes for the Hurricanes, and the Braves have yet to respond. Smith double-teamed in the backcourt. She finds Farmer in the front court. Purnell, good feed for Lester on the glass. Lester wide open underneath on the left block, and that ends the Hurricanes scoring run, an 11-point deficit for the Braves.
That's what happens when you're able to break the press. You're going to get good looks, especially given how extended this defense has been.
A three is good by Jamisha Samuel, shooting 28% from beyond the arc this year, and it's now a 14-point edge with 120 seconds to go. Purnell feeding Farmer in the block. Turnaround in the lane is good for Aaliyah Farmer. If the Braves can make this a 10 to 8 point margin at the end of the half, that would be considered a small victory considering there is a 13 to 14-0 run by the Hurricanes over the past 4 minutes. Tamika Blue, the senior point guard, trying to reset for one shot. 10 to shoot. Samuel, top of the key. Three's off the mark. Farmer with the board. Purnell moving quickly. Resets. Horn tees up a three. No good. Farmer with the hustle trying to get the offensive board. There's going to be a foul on the floor. It's going to be on the Hurricanes. The third team foul for Georgia Southwestern in this quarter, and the first on Jamisha Samuel.
So 20 seconds to the shot clock, 14 seconds different shot and game clock. You really can't play the 2-for-1 here, so just work into your possession and try to get a good shot.
McCain gets the inbounds pass. Can't get the runner to fall. And now about a second difference between game clock and shot clock. Tamika Blue running the offense for one final possession for the Hurricanes with a 12-point lead. Braves need to stop here. Intercepted by Shania Lester. The other way by herself. And it's a 10-point game. Something we've seen from Shania Lester this entire season.
Just a gritty, hard-nosed player as the half-court shot is off the mark, and that's plays like that that'll bring UNCP back into this. When you mentioned before, Georgia Southwestern went on the double-digit run, but the Braves still hanging in there. 10-point deficit at the halftime, by no means insurmountable.
Aaliyah Farmer with 8 points, 5 points for Shania Lester. Leading the all scorers today is Jamisha Samuel with 11 points for the Hurricanes. The Braves have cut the deficit to 10 as we head to halftime. We'll be back after this. You're watching Braves basketball right here on the UNCP Sports Network.
The town of Pembroke, incorporated in 1895, is a proud community rich in heritage. Pembroke is a quaint but growing town regarded as the social, political, cultural, and commercial center for the Lumbee tribe, the largest American Indian tribe east of the Mississippi River with over 58,000 members. The town hosts a variety of events during the year, none larger than Lumbee Homecoming, which annually brings in over 30,000 visitors. We welcome you to visit our unique town and encourage you to read and learn more about Pembroke.
to 7. So they're 0 from beyond the arc. 4 of 8 for the Hurricanes. All right, I play a couple commercials. When
When a hospital invests in technology, skilled hands and keen eyes have new tools for diagnosing disease and making people better. At Scotland, we were the first in the region to provide 3D mammograms and robotic joint surgery, and the only hospital in the region to collaborate with Duke Health to offer both radiation and medical oncology for cancer patients. At Scotland, we invest in the newest technology for one simple reason: to deliver you closer care that's better by far.
A wise person once said, if you give a man a wild-caught, perfectly seasoned Bojangler fried fish fillet sandwich with tangy tartar sauce and American cheese, you can feed him for a day. But if you teach a man that he should get 2 of them because it really is that good, you can go ahead and feed yourself too. After all, you probably deserve it. Get a tasty, flaky Bojangler fish fillet sandwich right now at Bojangles. It's Bo time.
Halftime here at the bank, where the Braves find themselves down 10 to the Hurricanes of Georgia Southwestern on Senior Day. Welcome back to the broadcast booth up in the Crow's Nest. Dave Lynn alongside John Gross. John, it was a 12-0 run by the Hurricanes in the middle part of the second quarter, from about the 7-minute mark to the 2-minute mark, where they turned the ball all over on the Braves and had easy transition buckets led by their guards to feed their post players, starting with Jeffrey.
Yeah, that was the run that really got him in front, and they lead by 10 at the half. I think another big thing in addition to that, the three-point shooting. UNCP has forced Georgia Southwestern to play from beyond the perimeter. They've been content with that. They've hit 6 of their 15 attempts from beyond the arc. UNCP to counter that, just 1 of 8 from distance. That's plus 15 just right there on a three-pointer. So it's a 10-point game right now. If UNCP can do a better job shooting the 3-ball, but also, I think more importantly, slowing down Georgia Southwestern from the perimeter, it'll go a long way today.
The Hurricanes have brought a lot of pressure, and that has frustrated the Braves. The Braves have tried to go inside out, but there have been times where the Georgia Southwestern Hurricane defense has just mesmerized and turns the Braves over. That's been a problem for the Braves in the first half.
They've gone with this half-court trap that has caused some issues, and UNCP has been forced to the sideline, which is what the trap is designed to do. When they're able to get the ball to the middle of the floor by passing it ahead, they've had some open layups. Break that press, they'll get some good opportunities. But you're right, turnovers has plagued UNCP today, and as Coach Huskins has said throughout the season, they have to take care of the basketball, or they're not going to win games. And today,
Now,
if they can do that, they have a good shot.
When the Braves had taken care of the basketball, they've dumped it inside the paint to girls like Aaliyah Farmer and Deja McCain. They've had every opportunity within the 15-foot mark in the paint to get some jumpers going, and I think that's will be one of the strategies for the Braves here in the second half.
For sure, and they've hit some of those shots. You look at Deja McCain and Aaliyah Farmer, like you mentioned, on senior day. They're going to perform, and still 20 minutes to go in their college careers, a long way to go, and they're going to look to stretch this out and come out of here with the win.
Perez and Johnson have been the attacking guards with 8 and 7 points apiece, and their leading scorer right now with Samuel at 11. She's averaging 10 points a game, and it's just one of those things where the guards and forwards are attacking on all cylinders for the Hurricanes. The Braves need to tighten up the defense a little bit in order to get this win here on Senior Day.
Absolutely. They've had some good passes inside as drew to Southwestern. That one behind the back feed by Perez really stands out to me. But they've been distributing well. They've been finding open players, and they've been knocking down open shots. Can they continue that success? Remains to be seen. But UNCP definitely has to do a better job defensively, which has been their calling card this season to slow down the Hurricanes.
Braves are looking to end their home game season on an 8-4 mark. Their first winning season at home since the 2016-17 campaign. 20 minutes left. We'll be back right here at the bank on Senior Day. You're watching Braves basketball right here on the UNCP Sports Network.
The town of Pembroke, incorporated in 1895, is a proud community rich in heritage. Pembroke is a quaint but growing town, regarded as the social, political, cultural, and commercial center for the Lumbee tribe, the largest American Indian tribe east of the Mississippi River with over 58,000 members. The town hosts a variety of events during the year, none larger than Lumbee Homecoming, which annually brings in over 30,000 visitors. We welcome you to visit our unique town and encourage you to read and learn more about Pembroke.
And we welcome you back to Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court. Dave Nguyen alongside Jonathan Gross. Braves down 10 on Senior Day. Shania Lester had a steal right at the end of the half, converted on the layup, and that's how the Braves are down 10.
Yeah, points were hard to come by in that second quarter, but defense into offense has led to some success for the Braves today.
The feed Deja McCain on the baseline. Drives, looking for a pass for a cutting Aaliyah Farmer, and there's another turnover on the Braves. It's the 7th turnover for the Braves in this game today. Attacking is Chapman from beyond the arc, and she converts. Lex Chapman shooting 26% from beyond the arc this year. That is the 7th made three-pointer by the Hurricanes in this game today.
That's one of the keys I talked about at halftime. If UNCP can't slow down the three-point barrage from the opponents, it's going to be tough sledding the rest of the way.
Farmer off the mark with that free throw line jumper. Perez slowly with the basketball. She had a nifty behind-the-back pass to Chapman earlier in the first half. As Chapman feeling another triple, that's off the mark. Fighting for the loose ball is Smith as well as Shania Lester. And the possession hour remains to the Hurricanes. Horn, McCain, Lester, Purnell, and Farmer on the floor for the Braves. Chapman finds Perez to reset the offense in between the circles. Perez, crossover dribble, beating Shania Lester to the cup. She can't finish. McCain with another rebound. That's the 4th rebound by Deja McCain in this game today. Purnell lines up a triple. No good. Farmer with the offensive board, trying to evade a double team, and there's a foul.
Aaliyah had 3 bodies around her, and she was still able to get to that. Pretty impressive.
One on either side, and probably didn't notice the Hurricane defender behind her. It's just really good hustle there by Aaliyah Farmer. Lester, 3, no good. Farmer with another offensive board. Bullies her way, and we'll be going to the line for 2. Back-to-back offensive rebounds by Aaliyah Farmer, keeping possessions alive for the Braves offense.
She wants this one badly. You can tell just how she's always an intense player, always plays hard, but I mean going after everything. And half the battle in getting offensive rebounds is effort, and she's certainly putting that in today.
Farmer to the line for 2, converts on the first free throw. Aaliyah Farmer now 1 point away from career point number 600 in a Braves uniform. She'll bend her knees, and that is 600 career points for Aaliyah Farmer, the senior forward.
A player who transferred in here but has made her mark in John Haskins' program.
Attacking downhill is Trimble. They'll kick it back out. Chapman feeling another 3. That's an air ball. And McCain hauls in the rebound. Lester attacks downhill. Kick out to Horn for 3 in the corner. Yes! Melanie Horn with another 3. And the Braves are slowly crawling back into this one.
Hey, if Georgia Southwestern's going to knock down those 3s, UNCP has to respond. And Mel Horn all season long has been the one to get things going from distance.
Blue kicks it back out. Smith. And a 3 for Samuels, no good. An offensive rebound by Trimble, and she gets the second chance opportunity. Purnell quickly down the floor. Lester trying to feed Farmer on a back cut. And it sails out of bounds. Last touch by the Hurricanes. Lester to inbound. She'll find Farmer. Pump fake. And that jumper is no good. A good look there, though, by Aaliyah Farmer. Braves down 10. Blue will reset the senior point guard. Blue finding Chapman on a curl screen. Extra feed inside to Trimble. And Trimble has converted on the last 2 baskets for the Hurricanes.
And that's just unselfish basketball. Chapman probably could have taken a shot from about 15 feet away, and it would have been a tough look. But instead, she gets rid of it, finds her teammate for a fairly easy lay-in.
Cut inside. Good cut there by Aaliyah Farmer. She is doing everything she can to help her team get this win on senior day. Coach Haskins says that she is just someone who hates to lose. You got to love that personality about Aaliyah Farmer.
For sure. We'll see a timeout now by Georgia Southwestern.
You're watching Braves basketball right here on the UNCP Sports Network.
A wise person once said, if you give a man a wild-caught, perfectly seasoned Bojangler fried fish fillet sandwich with tangy tartar sauce and American cheese, you can feed him for a day. But if you teach a man that he should get 2 of them because it really is that good, you can go ahead and feed yourself too. After all, you probably deserve it. Get a tasty, flaky Bojangler fish fillet sandwich right now at Bojangles. It's Bo time.
Welcome back to Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court, senior day for the Braves. Dave Nguyen alongside Jonathan Gross. These 5 seniors for the Braves trying to end their home season on a winning mark. They're currently 7-4 here at the bank, trying to make it 8-4, and want to finish out this home season on a high note for their 5 seniors. Attacking is Trimble. They'll kick it out to Samuel for a jumper that's no good. Good hustle there by Trimble, but it's Lester quickly down the floor. Downhill, all by herself. No good, but she's going to get fouled. Shania Lester using her speed, something that she's done this entire year, and she gets to the free throw line for 2.
Good things happen to get to the basket. On a drive like that and tough angle with the defender right on you, you're not going to make the layup most of the time, but Lester knows how to play it, how to angle it so that she's able to draw contact and earn a trip to the stripe, which she's done so many times this season.
The transfer from Catawba Valley Community College hits the first of 2. Coming into this game, she was 56 of 66 from the free throw line in her Braves career, an 87% free throw shooter this season. Lester goes 2 of 2, and it's 3 of 5 for the game today. Braves bring some full court pressure on the defensive end. Johnson back and forth with Cochran. They get the ball over half court. Braves trying to come up with a stop. Cochran loses her footing, but able to find Samuel before she falls. Samuel's jumper is no good. Ebron with the board, and here comes Purnell quickly. Purnell cycles it back out between the circles. Pick from Horn. Horn rolls, feeling a deep 3. That is no good. The 3 ball has been the main difference in today's game, John. The Hurricanes are 7 of 19 from the floor. 7 of their 15 made field goals have been from beyond the arc.
Yeah, they're getting looks, and they've been knocking them down. That's plus 15 to the scoreboard from 3-pointers.
Samuel attacks downhill. Off glass, no good, but another second chance board for Trimble, and she cashes that opportunity. Trimble has been a dominant force on the glass. So that was her 6th rebound. Coming into this game, averaging 7 and 7. McCain inside the paint. Can't get that jumper to fall. And it's Trimble with another rebound. That's 8. Johnson attacking. Corner 3 for Cochran is an air ball. Purnell quickly down the floor. Horn attacks with the right hand. Can't get the layup to go. McCain with the offensive board. Lester 3. She was feeling it. Ebron with a third chance opportunity, and she's going to go to the line for 2. Shania Lester really wanted that 3 to cash in, but good job by the Braves to get 2 offensive rebounds in that possession.
Double-digit offensive rebounds now for UNCP. That's been a major point that's kept them in this game.
We head to the under 5 media timeout. Braves down 10. You're watching Braves basketball right here on the UNCP Sports Network.
A nurse at Scotland Health is
a healer, touching patients' lives at every turn.
An ally, working as a trusted teammate with the best doctors. A blower of bubbles, part child whisperer, part kid at heart.
A winner, recognizing excellence through Daisy Awards.
And of course, a caring friend. Scotland Health nurses are many things to many people. But to us, they're simply better by far.
When a hospital invests in technology, skilled hands and keen eyes have new tools for diagnosing disease and making people better. At Scotland, we were the first in the region to provide 3D mammograms and robotic joint surgery, and the only hospital in the region to collaborate with Duke Health to offer both radiation and medical oncology for cancer patients. At Scotland, we invest in the newest technology for one simple reason: to deliver you closer care that's better by far.
Welcome back to Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court, home of the Braves. Dave Nguyen alongside John Gross. Jillian Ebron to the line for 2. She was fouled as the Braves collected their 3rd chance opportunity in the same offensive possession, and the senior guard to the line for 2. Ebron connects on the first. A 90% free throw shooter this season, and overall, a 67% free throw shooter in her career. And she converts 2 of 2.
Well, you learn to shoot free throws. You're told to limit the total movement that you have, and she does a good job of that. Just bends her knees and goes right up with it. That's all it is.
When you look at the Braves statistically, the most efficient offensive player on the floor is Jillian Ebron. Defending Johnson in the lane. Good defense there by Jillian Ebron. Smith with the board. She hands it off to Anaya McManus. McManus attacks. The left-handed layup is good for the 5-foot Anaya McManus. She scored against the Hurricanes last time these two teams played. She gets another bucket today.
Does not score a whole lot, but has been a really nice addition to this team, only a freshman.
Trimble fakes 3. Kick out. Samuel. And that 3 is good for Jamisha Samuel. Came into this game shooting 28% from beyond the arc. And that's another triple for the Hurricanes. The 8th one they've made in this game.
And she's made 3 of them.
McManus trying to help the Braves respond. Farmer in the lane. Turn around, and she's going to head to the line for 2. Aaliyah Farmer, we pointed her out before the broadcast started. Senior leader now with 600 career points in the Braves uniform. You saw arguably her best performance this season. She was 9 of 9 from the floor at Augusta. And if she stayed in the game, she had a bit of foul trouble. But if she stayed in the game, she probably was in line for over 20 points.
No, without a doubt, yeah. She ended with 22, so she would have scored at least 25, maybe even 30. She literally could not miss that game, including a couple of ridiculous shot clock beating buzzer beaters.
She misses the first of 2. Farmer on the year, a 54% free throw shooter. Second free throw is no good for Aaliyah Farmer. 0 of 2 on that trip. Perez slowly over the logo. Hurricanes with a 9-point lead. Jeffrey trying to bully her way around Deja McCain, but she walks. Good defense not only there by Deja McCain, but the help defense on the double team by Aaliyah Farmer. And it's a turnover on the Hurricanes.
Now that is textbook post defense by Deja McCain. Hands straight up, stay behind your player, and Jeffrey a little slow to get off the floor here.
Hopefully she's all right. Tiara Williams checks back in for the Braves. Williams, McManus, Smith, Farmer, and McCain on the floor for the Braves. Williams off a screen. Right elbow jumper, no good. And the rebound by Chapman. Perez, who hit a couple threes in the first half. Very efficient from the floor today is Perez. Chapman. Trimble attacks. Kicks it back out, but she walked.
Picked up the pivot foot. Can't do that.
Braves trying to take advantage. Hurricanes bring some full court pressure. McManus going into the teeth of the defense, gets it poked away by Perez. A steal. Extra feed to Samuels. Good foul there by Anaya McManus, but Samuels will go to the line for 2. Going to the line is better than an easy layup underneath the basket.
Without a doubt, make her earn it. Make her take a couple of shots, and if she makes one or obviously none, that's a win for UNCP and Anaya McManus.
Jamisha Samuel came in averaging 10 points a game. Last time these two teams played, she only had 2 minutes of action, suffering an injury. She heads to the line for 2. A 70% free throw shooter on the season. And the first of 2 for Samuel rattles home off the back end of the rim. Samuel in her last game at Columbus State University, 29 minutes and 17 points, 5 of 12 from the floor. Samuel hits that free throw home. She's got a game-high 16 points, 3 of 8 from beyond the arc, and a perfect 5 of 5 from the charity stripe. Purnell picks up her dribble at half court. Gets the basketball back. This trap defense was evaded by Purnell. Going downhill, but blocked by Trimble. Here come the Hurricanes the other way. 3-on-2. Perez scoops up the layup and gets that one to go, and a foul. You can just see the energy Perez had on that layup right there. She adjusted in the air, and her shooting hand went from overhand to underhand. And now a timeout by Coach Haskins. A 7-0 run for the Hurricanes. The Braves are in a scoring drought in the last 2 minutes. They are 1 for their last 7 on the floor. We'll take a timeout here. Braves down 52-39 right here on the UNCP Sports Network.
The town of Pembroke, incorporated in 1895, is a proud community rich in heritage. Pembroke is a quaint but growing town, regarded as the social, political, cultural, and commercial center for the Lumbee tribe, the largest American Indian tribe east of the Mississippi River with over 58,000 members. The town hosts a variety of events during the year, none larger than Lumbee Homecoming, which annually brings in over 30,000 visitors. We welcome you to visit our unique town and encourage you to read and learn more about Pembroke.
Welcome back to Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court. Yasmin Perez cashes in on the three-point play. And Georgia Southwestern with a 53-39 lead with 1:45 to go here in the third quarter. They bring the trap defense. McCain, cross-court pass over to Purnell. Fakes 3, kick out to Lester. Lester, downhill. Can't get the layup to go. And it's a rebound by Trimble. She wants to lead the break herself. And they'll slowly reset with Perez running the offense. 8-0 run for the Hurricanes over the last 2 minutes and 5 seconds. And with 15 to shoot, Perez goes to work. Kick out to Chapman. Left wing 3, that's good. Chapman with a triple. That's the 9th 3 made by Georgia Southwestern today, and it's a 56-39 lead.
And they're getting looks and knocking them down. This is a team that at times has struggled from distance, but not today.
Lester answers with the free throw line jumper. Braves down 15. They need to end this rest of the third quarter on a positive note. They're getting outscored here in the third quarter 20-15, including they were getting outscored 20-8 in the second quarter. Chapman gets a screen from Trimble. She's feeling it. That 3 is offline, and the rebound by Melanie Horn. Purnell needed some help. There's Horn. Now Lester fakes the 3, attacks baseline, kick out, straightaway 3 for Purnell. That's good. The Braves needed that bucket badly, cutting the deficit to 12.
Now you need to get a stop here and carry some momentum into the fourth quarter.
Shot clock unplugged. 5 seconds to go in the third. Perez, crossover dribble. Chapman, open 3. That is good as the buzzer expires. You talked about momentum for the Braves, and that 3 by Chapman has silenced the crowd here at Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court. Chapman now with 14 points after knocking down that triple, her 4th of the game. We head to the 4th and final quarter on Senior Day here for the Lady Braves of UNC Pembroke. Back after this, you're watching Braves basketball on the UNCP Sports Network.
A nurse at Scotland Health is
A healer, touching patients' lives at every turn.
An ally, working as a trusted teammate with the best doctors. A blower of bubbles, part child whisperer, part kid at heart.
A winner, recognizing excellence through Daisy Awards.
and of course, a caring friend. Scotland Health nurses are many things to many people. But to us, they're simply better by far.
Welcome back to Lone Bee Guarantee Bank Court for the fourth and final quarter for the Braves basketball season on the UNCP Sports Network. Dave Wynn alongside John Gross. Chapman for the Hurricanes hit a three in the right corner as time expired in the third, and that has given the Hurricanes a 15-point lead. Lester off a curl screen. Straight away, that's an air ball. Purnell hit a straightaway three with 10 seconds left in the third. Lester wanted that three back.
For sure. Had a decent look at it, a little bit off balance coming off a down screen. It's not always easy to get your feet set on that, but she'll want that one back.
Chapman. A three, no good from Samuel, and Farmer corrals the board. Purnell quickly will reset. Lester feeding Farmer. And there's a foul on the floor as the Hurricanes were double-teaming Aaliyah Farmer.
And when you're down late in a game like this, it's not about getting it all back at once. You need to set goals. So, okay, let's say make it inside a single-digit game by the 5-minute mark. And if you're in that situation, you're the UNCP, 5 minutes to go, down by 8-9 points, very much still a ball game.
This will be a very important 4-minute stretch for the Braves. Feed to Farmer on the right block, and she'll head to the line for two. Aaliyah Farmer trying to do anything she can in order to end her senior career with a victory today here at the bank. Something that Coach Haskins loves about her is that she hates to lose, gives that 110% effort, and everything that you want in a basketball player.
Yeah, she sinks in the free throw. Listen, for some of these players, it'll be the last time they really play on a team like this. And you can be certain that they want to go out with the win. Aaliyah, someone who, like you said, Dave, gives 100% every single, 110% every game. She'll even give a little extra today.
Farmer with 14. A team high for the Braves. Braves trying to cut this deficit to 10 as they're down 13. Trimble, hand off to Johnson, and Johnson attacks something that she's done throughout today's game and extending the Hurricane lead back to 15.
That is a tough play to defend, and you're marking up man-to-man. Gonna just rub off that high post handoff, and not much you can do defensively with no help defense underneath.
Farmer backing down Trimble, off glass, no good. That was a bad angle. It's a hard angle when you're going baseline. You want to try to hit a jump shot off the backboard. Farmer went towards the baseline instead of spinning towards the paint. 15 to shoot for the Hurricanes. Perez walks. Courtney Smith to check in for Tierra Williams. So a lot of offensive scoring right now on the floor for the Braves with Purnell, Smith, Lester, Horn, and Aaliyah Farmer. Farmer leading the way with 14 points and 9 rebounds. A strip by Perez, but she stepped out of bounds. And the Braves are lucky with that call.
They're still at that 15-point mark. Next 3 or so minutes can really define the way this one goes. Still time to come back, but it'll have to come in some spurts here. Need to go on a run the final few minutes before the media timeout.
Braves have held their opponents to 61 points per game this season. That's where the Hurricanes are right now. Purnell trying to fight off a screen. Horn gets her on the wing. Lester a three. No good. Perez with the board and quickly out in transition. One more pass, but Perez walks again. Back-to-back times where Perez has walked and caused another turnover. Braves were getting lucky right here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that was luck. I think that was great transition defense by Lester and Smith. And I don't think I've seen a faster player this season than Shania Lester. She was hauling her way down the floor and was able to force a turnover.
Purnell straightaway three. Yes. Braves have cut it to 12.
Forced turnovers. You get more possessions, good things will happen.
Purnell's second triple of the game. Perez. Johnson between the legs. Step back jumper. She was feeling it, but there's Purnell with the board. Braves got numbers. Trying to find Lester, but it's good defense there by the Hurricanes and Jamisha Samuel. Braves the inbound. Horns open. Drives. Kicks. Lester. Jumper. Finds it home. 10-point game. 6:43 to go. Braves need another stop.
And these are the runs they need to continue on a 5-point run now. Got this up to 7-9. And we'll see what happens from there.
Trimble. And now the Hurricanes want to call timeout. The Hurricanes have turned the ball over in their last 3 offensive possessions in a scoring drought of 2 minutes and 8 seconds. We'll take a quick timeout as well. You're watching Braves basketball on Senior Day right here on the UNCP Sports Network.
When a hospital invests in technology, skilled hands and keen eyes have new tools for diagnosing disease and making people better. At Scotland, we were the first in the region to provide 3D mammograms and robotic joint surgery, and the only hospital in the region to collaborate with Duke Health to offer both radiation and medical oncology for cancer patients. At Scotland, we invest in the newest technology for one simple reason: to deliver you closer care that's better by far.
Braves trying to survive and ultimately end the home season on a winning mark. Dave Miller alongside John Gross. The Braves have made a couple of shots to cut this deficit to 10, including a few threes from Alcina Purnell. Looks like there's going to be a foul on Jillian Ebron. The first team foul for the Braves and the third personal on Jill. Perez handles the pass from Smith. 15 to shoot for the Hurricanes in a scoring drought of 2 minutes and 14 seconds. Perez gets a screen, attacks, feeds Trimble on the block, and that's textbook right there.
To the inside positioning on Ebron. Now we see them drop back into this press.
Lester attacking downhill and answers the bucket from Trimble. Lester with 11. The Braves are now 3 of their last 3 field goal attempts. Trimble trying to find Samuel. Good hustle there by Shania Lester to cause a jump ball. Possession arrow stays with Georgia Southwestern. Just a little over 5.5 to go. In about 38 seconds, there's going to be another media timeout. If the Braves can cut the deficit to single digits, that can be a small momentum booster and a little victory as they head into the final stretch of the game. Trimble, free throw line. That's good. Trimble has had an excellent day today. That's 12 points and 9 boards in this game.
Some big shots late and quelling any possible comeback the Braves have tried to put together here.
Smith, Lester gets a screen from Ebron. Kick out. Smith, open 3. That rattles out of the rim. That was falling down and that was spinning and ultimately spun out.
Great look, though, by Lester, who's done a little bit of everything today for UNCP.
Blue. And there is an offensive foul. Scratch that. There is a walk. Another turnover on the Hurricanes, and they bring some full court pressure. Ebron to Purnell. Braves need to get it over quickly. 15 to shoot for the Braves. Smith attacking with the right hand in the lane, adjusts, and she'll be heading to the line for 2.
It's an athletic move by Courtney Smith. You mentioned the adjustment midair, able to get around the defender, still took the hip, and she will shoot 2.
It'll be the 3rd foul on Mariah Trimble. And the 3rd team foul for the Hurricanes. Smith to the line for 2, and her first one is good. Smith, a 76% free throw shooter on the season. She's made 13 of her last 18 free throws heading into this game. Second free throw for Smith is good as well. 10-point lead for Georgia Southwestern. Tamika Blue calls out the signals. Gets a screen from Samuel. And another one from Trimble. Back screen from Trimble to get Samuel open. Good defense by Lester to deflect that one. Coming up with the ball is Farmer. Purnell gives it up. Smith. Cross court to Purnell. 15 to shoot for the Braves. Smith goes downhill, but she walks as well. And Melanie Horn will check in for the Braves.
Here's where he needs to make that final push. Under 4 minutes to go as Ebring comes out. You bring Horn in. Really top offensive player this year for the Braves. It's now or never.
Tamika Blue, the senior point guard from Atlanta, Georgia. Trimble going downhill. And she's going to get called for a charge. Good defense there by Aaliyah Farmer. Aaliyah trying to will her Brave squad to a victory. That's the 4th personal foul on Mariah Trimble. Fourth team foul for the Hurricanes. So the next foul on Georgia Southwestern, the Braves will be shooting 2 free throws. Offense for defense as Deja McCain checks in for Aaliyah Farmer. Let's see if the Braves can find McCain on a post touch. Horn feeds McCain in the lane. They'll kick it back out. Horn straightaway 3. Rattles out of the rim. Chapman with the board. Lex Chapman with a game-high 14 points. 4 of 8 from beyond the arc, and that's her 7th rebound. Blue. Over to Smith. Smith attacking off glass and in. Coach Haskins trying to hurry up his offense to run a play. Smith. Lester feeding McCain. Face up to the basket. Cross-court pass to Purnell for 3. Yes, ma'am. And a quick timeout by Coach Haskins. We'll keep it right here. That's one of the ways of running the offense well. McCain couldn't find the open look, but we've seen her have a lot of assists out of either block or in the high post. And that was just another assist right there from Deja McCain, keeping her head up and finding Purnell for the open triple.
Phenomenal pass. The defense had her eyes on McCain, and that's a difficult pass to make. You're going cross court, but she has had some strong feeds today and really throughout the season. And when Purnell has that much space, she will make the opponents pay. Now it's down to a single-digit game.
Hurricanes shooting 45% from the floor. Braves shooting 36% from the floor. The 3-ball has been the main stat line in today's game. The Hurricanes have made 10 of 26 from beyond the arc, and Purnell's 3 was the 5th one that the Braves have made in today's game. They're 5 for 20. Braves bring full court press. Trying to trap Blue. They'll find Samuel in the front court, and Smith attacking on the right side of the lane, and she'll head to the line as she was fouled. That's a good job by the Hurricanes to beat the Braves press.
Yeah, they got up there quickly, and I like the fact that for Georgia Southwestern, they're still going. And now, let's see, no flagrant foul. I think some Georgia Southwestern fans in attendance might have been asking for one. But
It'll be a foul on Alcina Purnell. That's her second, and the second team foul for the Braves. Smith to the line for 2, misses the first. A 47% free throw shooter on the season. Smith, the senior guard from Covington, Georgia, converts 1 of 2. 10-point game, 2.5 to go. Braves need a quick bucket. Smith, Purnell, down to McCain. Purnell, corner 3, no good. Trying to battle for the board was Melanie Horn. There's going to be a foul on the Hurricanes, and Horn will be going to the line for 2 free throws.
2 big free throws here for Melanie Horn. You're at a point where you get it down to 8 points, 2:13 to go, and you're still in it. But as the clock starts to become the enemy here for UNCP, free throws can really be a big help. Obviously, clock stops, you get to settle in, and this is a UNCP team that has shot the free throw very well this season.
Horn converts on the first of 2. A 71% free throw shooting team are the Braves. Horn goes 2 of 2. She's shooting 70% from the charity stripe this season. Just a little over 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Braves down 8. Need to come up with another stop. Blue in no hurry. 15 to shoot for the Hurricanes. Gets a double screen at the foul line. Dump inside to Jeffrey, and she rolls off the pick and roll, giving the Hurricanes a 10-point advantage.
UNCP tried to hedge very aggressively off that screen, and Jeffrey able to roll and get open underneath.
Purnell, Horn, kick in the corner. Lester, jumper, yes. 90 seconds to go, Braves down 8. Need to bring some pressure. Tamika Blue in no hurry. Purnell brings pressure. Blue picks it up, jump ball, and it'll be in possession of the Braves. Good job there by Deja McCain and Alcina Purnell to cause a double team. Jump ball in possession arrow of the Braves. 1:09 to go. Braves down 8. Ebron checks in for Melanie Horn. Ebron, Farmer, McCain, Lester, and Purnell on the floor for the Braves. Purnell attacks. Farmer fakes the jumper. Goes in the lane and gets the runner to fall. Aaliyah Farmer with 16 points and a timeout by the Hurricanes. Braves have the Hurricanes right where they want them. A 2-possession ball game with 58 seconds to go. We'll keep it right here. John, if you're Coach Haskins, what are you telling your team? Most likely you need to stop.
Yeah, you need to stop, and honestly, I won't be shocked if they start fouling because they only have 2 team fouls. They need to get to 5 to be in the bonus. So maybe go for a quick steal, but I wouldn't want Georgia Southwestern to use up all 30 seconds of the shot clock. That makes it 28 seconds. You're down by, at best, 6 with 28 seconds to go. I don't know. I might foul them a little bit quicker here than letting the clock run out all the way.
Aaliyah Farmer has balled out today on Senior Day. 16 points and 10 rebounds, a double-double. She's 5 of 10 from the floor, 6 of 8 from the free throw line. Shania Lester also doing well on Senior Day. 15 points and 2 rebounds, 6 of 12 from the floor for Shania Lester. Deja McCain, 6 points and 8 rebounds. Braves looking for a defensive stop. John, I wouldn't be surprised if they fouled either. They have a couple to give. You might as well use them. You can't hold back anything now.
Absolutely, and if you don't use them now, you're going to have to waste more time later using them. So don't be shocked if we see a couple of quick fouls. We'll see how
Farmer back on the floor for the Braves, as well as Melanie Horn with Deja McCain, Alcina Purnell, and Lester. Trimble hands off to Chapman. Braves don't foul right now. Purnell quickly on Perez. Trying to cause a turnover, and now there's a foul on Alcina Purnell. That's her first personal foul and the third team foul. 10 seconds. We're off the game clock. Purnell fouls again. And that's her second and the fourth team foul on the Braves. If you want to foul anyone, Perez might be the one to foul. She's only shooting 63% from the line this season. Trimble also shooting 63% from the line. Perez with the basketball and is fouled by Courtney Smith. Perez has had a solid game today, 11 points, a rebound, 4 assists, 2 of 4 from beyond the arc, 4 of 7 from the field, and she's only shot 1 free throw in this game today. Deja McCain substituting in for Courtney Smith.
Obviously, UNCP hoping for at least one miss here.
First free throw's no good. You called it, John. Braves get the lucky miss. Perez for one more. She can't convert. Farmer with the board. Braves need to score quickly if they want a 2-for-1 opportunity. Horn, deep three. Off glass, no good. Shania Lester fights for the offensive rebound. Horn, three, no good. And now the Braves will have to foul. The second look was better than the first look for Melanie Horn.
And she had some, neither one easy for sure. Very deep with some solid defense on her. But tough one there for UNCP. 2 shots that, at least at first, seemed to have a shot of going in. But a little too much behind it. Now you have to hope for a couple more misses here.
Lex Chetman to the line for 2. She's had an excellent game with 14 points and 9 boards. She converts the first of 2. A 75% free throw shooter on the year. And Chapman converts 2 of 2. A timeout by Coach Haskins. If you're Coach Haskins right here, do you want to check in Jillian Ebron for the final time on this floor?
I think so. Down by 8, 24.2 to go. This is going to be difficult to make a comeback, and I think you need to put Jill in there. At least, we'll see what he does. But at the end of the day, they're not totally out of it yet because they hit a 3 here and make it a 5-point game. Foul right away with about 20 seconds to go, down by 5. And Perez seems to be the one that you want to foul. You mentioned before, not the best free throw shooter, and we've seen that today. Now missed on last 2 a couple of possessions ago.
Braves are out of timeouts. And I just want to get this in before the broadcast. I think this team that we've seen throughout the year, if T. Graham plays, we noted at the beginning of the broadcast, this is maybe a 14 to 15 win team rather than an 11 win team. Just because she's the floor general, the senior point guard, the senior leader, and it's a shame that she had a season-ending injury at the beginning of January. Would have been a huge difference if she played the rest of the year.
Oh, without a doubt. But again, she served as a tremendous mentor to someone like senior Purnell, and we've seen her game blossom throughout this season.
Purnell with the basketball. Farmer fakes 3. She gets called for a walk. Coach Haskins saying shoot the ball as that was an open opportunity.
Yeah, at that point, a 2 is not going to do you much. You need to put up 3s, down by 8 with 19.7 to go here.
So there's a timeout by the Hurricanes. That's their last timeout. I think one of the other things we've learned is Coach Haskins really prides himself on a defensive-minded mentality team. They're in the top 3 in the Peach Belt Conference, holding opponents to 61 points per game. I think he just shows the mentality that what his style is. And a lot of things have happened for this Braves basketball team this season. Personally, for Coach Haskins, earned his 300th coaching win between men's and women's basketball. We've had a lot of dynamic scores. The freshman season for our senior Purnell will be one to be remembered this year, and she can only go up as her progression goes in a Braves uniform.
For sure. This will be a fun team to watch moving forward, but so many great memories from this season just working with these players, and certainly a tremendous senior class.
Chapman gets fouled by Deja McCain. Coming into this game, I'll just read you off some career stats for the 5 seniors. Julian Ebron entering this game, a 36% shooter from the field, 14 of 58 from 3. Came into this game 37 of 55 from the free throw line, 193 rebounds, and 217 career points. Shania Lester, in her 2-year career with the Braves, had 273 points, 34 steals, 66 assists, 189 rebounds. And it looks like the Braves are going to send their seniors off right for one final time on the floor.
We're getting a curtain call here as they all head off.
T. Graham, 583 career points, 109 steals, 252 rebounds, a 70% career free throw shooter, 65 of 185 from beyond the arc. Deja McCain with a bounce-back senior season after being injured last year, as Georgia Southwestern will just dribble it out. The Hurricanes get the victory over the Braves on senior day. Deja McCain, 133 rebounds entering today's game, 140 points entering today's game, 29 of 44 from the free throw line. Aaliyah Farmer had the standout day with a double-double. Farmer with 16 points, 11 rebounds. Alcina Purnell with 9 points. The senior guard Shania Lester finally in her final game as a Brave, 15 points. And overall, just a great effort by the Braves this entire year. They have a lot of youth on this team, and starting with Courtney Smith and Alcina Purnell, the Braves will be a team to look out for next year, and they got a transfer from Western Carolina at the forward spot, replacing the production of Farmer as well as Deja McCain. John, what are some of your final thoughts for this Lady Brave season?
They battled, they faced a lot of adversity this year, and for these seniors, they should hold their head high because they meant a lot to this program, both on and off the court. We didn't get to touch on it throughout the broadcast, but academically too, 4 players in this team. Academic marks of distinction in the Peach Belt Conference, so just a lot to be proud of for John Haskins' team, and certainly they will be remembered here at UNCP.
Well, the men's team, the 16th ranked team in the country, coming up next in about 25 minutes. For the entire crew, Jaquel Williams directing, Brandon Hodge, Jonathan Miller, and Jeremy Trapman out there in the corner. I'm Dave Nguyen alongside John Gross. Braves men's team coming up next in 25 minutes. You've been watching Lady Braves basketball on the UNCP Sports Network.